Hello everyone, it's Maha. Thank you so much for being here once again. Welcome back. And I hope everybody's doing really well. So I have so much to tell all of you. I feel like I'm a little bit overwhelmed because there's so much that I want to share on this channel. But there are two videos on the back of my mind that I gotta get out there before I can start doing the other stuff, the other juicy stuff that I have planned for you, like the series, tarot and astrology, crystals, and all of that. These two videos, two subjects and topics that I want to talk about, I've been kind of putting off because I've been feeling like maybe I'm not ready. And today I was thinking, you know what, I just have to do it without having to really plan it. So today I decided to sort of do a little bit of everything because there's just too much I want to share with you. But I do want to focus more in this video on, in the little time that we have, on Daisy and Cheeky, my two lovely beloved parrots that most of you who have been following me here on this channel know quite well, especially Cheeky. But before I get to that, I wanted to just say that I purchased a deck yesterday. This is a deck that I've been eyeing for I don't know how many months, probably like at least I would say 9 months or something. And I haven't been really sure about it. I've just been watching a lot of walkthroughs, thinking, talking about it with my friends here, and then just trying to figure out whether it's something I need in my collection. Because the truth is, I've been kind of on a deck burnout. I call it a deck burnout because I've been, well, for the past few years, I've just accumulated way too much decks and realized that I don't really need all these decks, although it's been really fun and really a great learning experience, you know, just looking at the different interpretations of the cards, how each artist has interpreted them. And then for me, just being an artist myself, it's been really a creative process, engaging with the art, engaging with the process of looking at the different decks, reading, and it's just been really enriching. So no regrets. It's just that I felt like I needed to take a break, and that feeling has been actually coming around for some time. But I think I purchased only one deck so far in 2020. So this is my second deck that I purchased yesterday, but it was kind of a hefty, it was a big decision because it was not cheap. And I was a little bit stressed out because I feel that these days decks, even the mass-produced ones, the prices have gone up so much. And for this one, I'll tell you which one it was in a second. I paid around $100 Canadian with the, well, it was in US dollars, you know, like converting it to Canadian, and then $20 shipping, 20 US dollars shipping. So anyway, I was just like, oh, are you kidding me? Do I really have to spend this much money? But you know, this is a very unique deck for me. I don't have anything like it in my collection, and I felt that it's one that I could really use a lot for myself and also for doing client readings. I feel like it's a really easy deck to tap into. And some of the images I was just so in love with that I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll pay for it. I'll get it, okay? And then after this, I'm probably not going to purchase, at least not a self-published deck or indie deck for a long time. So it's the Spacious Tarot. I shouldn't have given it away. I should have let you guys guess. So I just thought, you know, it's more abstract, more, the images are easy to tap into, although it's just very, still very simple. I like when art can be simple, but speak a lot, you know? So I just decided to go for it, and I really do want to do a flip through of that deck with my initial thoughts, because whenever I open a deck, all these ideas and thoughts come initially, and it's very different. As I get to know a deck, as I work with it, we form a relationship, and I build more and more meaning into the images, but I do really enjoy that first initial reaction. So I thought, since I haven't done a flip through, it'd be really cool to do a flip through of that specific deck, because it is quite a beautiful one, and quite, the art is very simple. It's not like the art is like, wow, I'm in love with the art. It's not like that. It's just that it really catches me, and it really grasps the meaning of the cards really well. Oh, like the two cards that really stick out to me are the High Priestess and the Hermit card. I was just so in love with the High Priestess card. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you. And then I have two cards on my wish list, two decks on my wish list. One of them is a John Bauer. And then the other one is one that people don't usually talk about. I haven't really heard people say much about it. It's the Golden Thread Tarot. It's got very iconic kind of Eastern European images from like Eastern European costuming and stuff like that, and I love the artwork. So those two are on my wish list, and then that's it for a long time. I think I'm very picky with getting decks these days, just because for one, they're expensive, let's face it, and then I've just been so involved in other things that I feel like I'm okay with what I have right now. I feel like I've gone to a place with tarot where I'm at peace with my collection, So I'm not really, I don't feel the need to go out and add to it. So, yeah, so that's a little bit of an update about tarot. I miss talking about tarot. You probably noticed that I haven't really engaged so much in tarot conversations here on this channel. It's not because it's not part of my life anymore, because it still is. And it always will be. It's just that it has changed. My relationship with it has changed. Sometimes I think it's important to take little breaks, like I've said on my channel before. So that's where I felt like I was at. I needed to just take a little break. And then now I feel like I'm excited about it again. I'm really excited about this course that I've entered in recently with Philip Carr-Gomm, the creator of Druidcraft Tarot. And I'm enjoying that. I just started it, and it's very deep. It's a lot of the stuff that I'm learning I can bring into my channel and add to my own knowledge and give my own personal views on it as well, which you will hear as time goes on. So, Daisy and Cheeky. So many of you know that I had... You don't know that I had, you think that I still have a parrot named Cheeky, but I don't have him anymore. Cheeky is no longer with me. No worries, he's still alive, he's still here. But it was a super tough decision for me giving him away. Something I've discussed on my channel is that I've been feeling like that Cheeky and I just kind of drifted apart, and that I realized something that I was thinking of for probably a year and a half was that we're not a good match. His personality was not matching with mine, and I felt that he wasn't happy, and I was stressed too. So it was like mutual. Even though we love each other, it wasn't working out, and I had such a hard time letting go of him. I put him on Kijiji. Kijiji is like Craigslist here. It's a place where people look around a lot for pets and animals. I put him on Kijiji. I changed my mind. I couldn't deal with it. So I decided finally, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to get him a mate. So I decided to get a female bird so that she could be Cheeky's mate. And then perhaps my idea was that they would stay together, and Cheeky it would calm him down and give him something to do outside of me. He wouldn't put so much pressure on me, and maybe it would solve some of our issues, some of his behavioral issues. So long story short, I decided to go for it. It was during coronavirus, like right in the beginning when it was locked down completely. And I asked the breeder where I got Cheeky from to just give me a female bird. I didn't care what she looked like. I didn't care. I just wanted her for Cheeky. But in my mind, okay, for a long time I was thinking, wouldn't it be so awesome if I could find a Cheeky? I thought I could find a mate for Cheeky who was like opposite of him, like really quiet, really gentle, because Cheeky's vocal, loud, and like really like domineering and controlling. Love him to death, but you know, his personality. Anyway, very Martian, Mars. I wish I had his chart, but that I don't. And so I was thinking that I want like a bird. A bird named Daisy, really soft, sweet, gentle, a bird that likes to eat everything, not picky with food, eats salad because Cheeky doesn't, so that maybe she could set a good example for him so he could start eating healthy. And you know, just one that would be like calming him down, just a calm bird, you know. And so I got Daisy when she was 7 months old, delivered to my apartment in a box. When we were social distancing, the woman came downstairs outside, came with a mask, distanced herself from me, left Daisy in a cardboard box in front of my apartment. You know, I gave her the money, and you know, it was just such a weird exchange. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm getting a bird during lockdown and coronavirus. What am I doing? I have 2 birds. What if it doesn't work out? What am I gonna do? So yeah, it didn't work out at all. Basically, first, Daisy was all attached to Cheeky. Daisy loved Cheeky, but Cheeky was like, who's this? Go away. You know, he was friendly. Cheeky's very friendly, very friendly. So Cheeky was like, you know, I'm nice to her, but also annoyed with her. So I just realized I needed to tell all of you that the reason I'm talking about this and the reason why it's so important to me is because my birds are so important to me. And they are as much a part of my spiritual growth as anything else, really. I've learned so much about nature through my birds, and I'm so grateful. And so the things I share here, I mean, they are such a huge part of me, such a huge part of my life, that I, through sharing my experiences with them, I feel that that it's all part of me, you know, that it's, I share things here about my own spiritual growth, about my own path, and they are a big part of my path, and they have been and they still are. So I needed to share this with you so that later on when I make other videos, you know, there's always these connections. I always come back to some of the other things that I've spoken about on my channel. And I feel like the more I live life on this planet, the more I realize how everything is connected. And my tarot practice, for example, is not separate from my astrology practice. That's not separate from the way I view life. And it's not separate from my connections to my plants and my animal friends and my human friends and all of you. So it's like this holistic lens of how I see my life. And they are, the 2 of them, Cheeky and Daisy, huge part of me. So continuing with the story, it wasn't working out. Then later I decided, okay, since Daisy, because Daisy was afraid of me and sticking onto Cheeky, and I thought, maybe I need a couple of weeks with Daisy so that she can get to know me and then bring back Cheeky. So I did that. I gave Cheeky to my mom. Cheeky loves my mom. So Cheeky went over to my mom's place for a few weeks. I got to know Daisy better. Her and I bonded. And then I brought Cheeky back, and Daisy did not want to have anything to do with Cheeky. Daisy was like, who the hell are you? Get out of our apartment. You don't belong here. She wanted to kill him. Poor Cheeky. This macho, male, 6.5-year-old adult bird versus this little baby, sweet girl who is like wanting to kill him. So that was not nice. Poor Cheeky was traumatized. He was like, man, what happened? Ah, what do I do? So I just sensed, I was so sad because I didn't want to let go of Cheeky and it wasn't working out. I didn't know what to do. So I gave him to my mom again. I said, you know what, please, can you hold him for a couple of months so I can see what I can do? So she was so sweet that she offered to take really good care of Cheeky. And Cheeky, like I said, loves my mom. So I put Cheeky on Kijiji and I was still like, I don't want to give him away. I had people calling me and being interested and I was like, no, what do I do? So I was thinking and thinking about it. So long story short, 2 months became 3 months, became 4 months, became 5 months, and finally, after 5 months, I managed to let go of him. It was a process that I had to work through myself, that I had to realize that he was not happy with me and I was not happy with him. It was an unhealthy relationship. As much as I loved him, in order to give him a better life, I had to let go of him. And I made sure I found a perfect home for him. He is so happy right now with his new family and in his new home that he does not miss me at all. Yeah, honestly. So it turned out that I found this sweet 14-year-old boy. I was very picky with him. I asked tons of questions. I made sure that his mom was as loving to birds as he was. And so just in case, a 14-year-old boy grows up and decides that he doesn't want a bird, I wanted to make sure that Cheeky's going to stay in that home. I even told him, I said, if anything changes, if you decide to give him away, call me. I don't want him to have another home. So it's a perfect home. It's a perfect home. Sweet family. This boy loves Cheeky. They get along so well. He's been sending me videos, chatting with me, and sending me text messages. I told him, I said, message me anytime you have questions. I'd love to help. So we've been in contact, and I feel like Cheeky's still part of my life, And the funny thing is, it's a Persian family. So I was telling my mom the other day, I was like, Mom, Cheeky is Persian. I mean, Cheeky came to us. I used to live at home when I first got Cheeky, when he was 7 weeks old, and so he's used to Persian language. I feel like he's bilingual. He speaks Persian language. He speaks English. He eats Persian food. He eats Persian treats. He knows, the mannerism of Persian people. I feel like it was a nice transition because he went to a home that's, similar to us, the same culture, the same language, the familiarity was there. And this boy, this 14-year-old boy, he's so sweet, just one of those gentle, sweet boys. So, he's got a lot of patience for Cheeky. So honestly, I feel like this home that happened to be for Cheeky right now is, honestly, I feel like I manifested it. I really do, because it's exactly what I envisioned. It's exactly what I wanted. And the really cool thing is that Daisy is exactly what I needed. And ever since she's come into my life, I'm learning so many things, so many lessons. I'm learning to be more gentle with myself. Daisy is teaching me to be more gentle. Her gentleness has helped me to approach her and approach myself with more gentleness. You know what I mean? There is a softness to her. And the thing is, I'm a very fiery person. I have a lot of energy and I tend to be more anxious. And Daisy is just so take it easy. She's just meh, I'll eat whatever, I'll go whatever, low maintenance, really sweet, really calm. Right now she's in her cage just eating whatever, just eating seeds. It's so funny, the difference I'm noticing between a male bird and a female bird. Oh my gosh. See, I have to tell you that I've always been the kind of person who was I don't care if it's a male or a female. I don't care if it's a boy or girl. I don't care, I'm one of those people that when someone asks me, if you ever had children, would you want a boy or a girl? I'm always like, it doesn't matter. Why does it matter? I just want a healthy baby, that's all. But right now, I have to say, having Daisy, one thing I know for sure, if I were to ever get a parrot again for whatever reason, I'm not getting a male. I'm not getting a male parrot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just realized the difference between female parrots and male parrots. You know, like I said, I was always the kind of person who was like, when I got cheeky, I didn't want to know his gender. I didn't want to know his sex. I didn't want to know if he's a male or female. It didn't matter because you have to do a DNA testing to find out. And I was like, well, whatever. I'll just call him a bird. So, you know, when you say like, good boy, I always said, or a good girl. I didn't say that. I just said, good bird, you know. It was always neutral because I didn't care. And then I started seeing the difference in attitude, in behavior, in patterns, in everything with Daisy and Cheeky. Personally, I prefer the girl. I'm sorry, it's just me, it's my personal preference. The female bird, one, less vocal, so quiet, so gentle, so affectionate. With Cheeky, it was like, man, don't touch me, I'm done with you. Whereas her, she's like, touch me, and she's so sweet. She comes to me and she literally like goes right here in my neck and just stays there and pushes her head there and she wants me to pet her. I'm like, what? Cheeky never did that. Wow. And she's, let me tell you this. She is very independent, very strong. She knows what she wants. She goes to get it. It's like with Cheeky. Cheeky was so dependent on me. It was like, can you please put me there? I don't know how to fly over there. He was always so afraid of everything. Like he always had this like persona that he's so strong and such a bully, but then really deep inside he was like afraid of everything. I'm not saying guys are like this, okay? I'm not generalizing with humans. I'm talking about parrots right now and my experience with them. And it just goes to show me how in nature the female species, the female parrot, is so strong, so independent. Like literally, Daisy doesn't let me put her anywhere. She wants to go herself. Cheeky was like, take me there, put me there. Oh, I don't know how to fly there myself. And like, she's so good at flying. She's sharp. She even hovers in the sky. I can make a whole channel about Daisy and Cheeky, and I can talk about so many things. But what I wanted to say is that I'm really enjoying this feminine energy. I feel like I have like a girlfriend in the house. It's like I feel her sisterhood. Like there's something different. I'm telling you, there's this energy. It's like this raw female energy. And me, I have a lot of fire, like I said, and air in my chart, and I tend to be more active. I tend to have more of the yang energy in me. So to me, it balances me out. I have no water in my chart, everybody. I think I have one outer planet, water. So I talked about elements before and elements within us and being in harmony with the elements. And I feel like I'm someone who, being very like active-minded, very fiery, high energy, high strung, I need calmness. I gravitate towards people who are very watery, who have water in their charts. I just feel calmer around them. I feel more grounded around them, earth or water. And so with Daisy, I feel like, at least in nature, when it comes to parrots, in my experience, it's like the raw energy of the masculine and the raw energy of the feminine, and strong feminine, okay? She's got certain things in her that are reminding me of my own inner strength. She's, like I said, she's fierce, she's strong, she knows what she wants. She's not dependent. She looks for food instead of standing there like Cheeky and be like, hey, feed me, you know, put me food on my dish. That's what Cheeky did. If I didn't deliver Cheeky's food like on time, exactly how he wanted, you know, his sprouted wheat sprinkled with this powder thing with yogurt and blueberries and a pineapple on the side. If I didn't deliver that to him every single morning, he would be like on top of his cage, sitting there like, where's my food? And then with her, it's like, even if I don't give her water, she'll find water somewhere. She'll go and looking for it. She's not gonna sit there like complaining to me. She's like, I know how to find my food. You know, I know what to do. I know how to survive. She's such a tough girl. I'm like, wow, what happened to us humans? I mean, sorry, and you know what I mean. Like, there's just, and I feel like in our world, in our society, women are represented as this kind of like passive, weaker gender, which is so not true in my opinion. And I know that I know you watching this know, because I know you know how to be in touch with your wild feminine side and that archetype, that Artemis, strong woman archetype, Artemis or Athena, that whole archetype. And I know that that the balance within us is so important. I know that in astrology, when we look at a chart, we look at energies, we look at seeing what's out of balance, what's in balance, what needs to come in more, what needs to get some attention, what needs to be unblocked, what is blocked, what does it mean to be blocked. So so I've learned so much. And you know what I did? I actually I know Daisy's birthday. I didn't know Chiki's, but I know Daisy's birthday, and I looked up her chart. I don't know her birth time, but it was enough to give me at least some pretty good information into her personality. And our personalities, her and I, we match. We're such a good match. So I'm like, that makes so much sense. The first thing I remember is a long time ago when I was spending time with getting to know her and bonding with her, I noticed her flight was like so erratic. So I said out loud, I was like, Daisy, your flight is so erratic. What are you, an Aquarius? And this was before I knew her birthday, so I called the breeder. I was like, I should ask her if she knows what time, when Daisy was born. And she told me her hatch date is February 2nd. So I looked up the chart and I was like, oh my God, so much Aquarius. Wow. Oh, that's a topic for another story, another video, and another story that I want to talk about. Because see, this is what I mean. This is why it's important for me to share different things. Sometimes, even though they may seem like they're disconnected to my spiritual path, tarot and astrology, all that, but they're not, because my lens, my way of viewing the world right now has been and is becoming more and more holistic. The more I learn, the more I grow, the more I realize how everything is somehow connected and how we are all part of one greater whole. So, gosh, there's so many things that I wanted to tell you more about Daisy. I had this dream about her. I wanted to share. Oh, and this is a Daisy necklace. I don't know if you can see it, but I got this recently with little Daisy flowers on it. It's like those mini bead necklaces, seed bead necklaces. And this is really cool because I don't even know how to say this in a few minutes because I know the video is getting long, but when I was little, my aunt used to make these necklaces and I forgot all about it until I went to see a friend of mine and she was wearing Daisy earrings. And I was like, oh my gosh, I should go get a Daisy something, like a little Daisy reminder. So I went on Etsy and I found these seed bead necklaces and I was like, oh my gosh, I used to have these as a little girl. I used to love these. I used to love daisies. And suddenly I remembered all these things about my childhood, how I used to make those little flower daisies like necklaces in the fields. You know how they have daisies out in the field, and I used to make necklaces with them, and I used to love these, and all these daisy memories came back to me, and I was like, wow, this is so interesting, because the name Daisy itself, I never really was too fond of that name, but there was like a cuteness and a sweetness to that name, and that's why I wanted to name my bird Daisy. That's what I envisioned, a sweet, soft, gentle little bird named Daisy. And then her name is now reminding me of things that I have long forgotten about from my childhood. Isn't that beautiful how you stumble upon these things, synchronicities, and the more you notice them, the more you realize they're all around you. One thing I've come to realize these days is all the answers are all around us. We just have to keep looking. We just have to open our eyes and open our eyes while we're sleeping. Pay attention to the synchronicities, because the more you pay attention to them, the more they come to you. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching and for listening. If you have been listening so far, thank you for spending this half an hour with me. It went by so fast. I just love talking with you, and looking forward to our bond growing here on this channel as we share more and more together. Sending you lots of love and kisses as always. Take care and be well. Kisses. Bye everyone.